Hello, my name is Stephen Bridle, and I'll be discussing the growth of esports and League of Legends contribution. Did you know that more people are watching esports, especially League of Legends World Championship Season 3, held 32 million viewers, beating NCAA's Basketball Final Four, the MLB's World Series, and NBA's Finals, along with the BCS National Championships. And they also sold out the Staples Center in Los Angeles in an hour. And this graph here is from the USA Today. And why is this relevant? It's because it shows that these numbers represent that society is changing, along with the entertainment that they choose. And as esports continues to grow and flourish in today's society, it continues to make new jobs and to keep up with the growing and rapid pace of esports. Along with the industry, it's a brand new industry, and there are new opportunities that are endless whenever there's a new industry. And who am I? I am someone who's been spectating esports for a long time. Ever since 2004, I watched my first esports live tournament on DirecTV. It was sponsored by DirecTV, and it held stuff Dead or Alive and Halo and a variety of other games. And it had a prize pool from 5,000 to 25,000. And after that, I ended up playing a game that a lot of people know called World of Warcraft. And I led a team of 25 other players back in 2008 to becoming the top 10 in the region. And I was noticed by the community for the unique tactics that were used to continue and advance the developers of the game. I actually did not expect and had to rewrite the game in order to find fixes for the loopholes that I found during their boss fights, etc. And afterwards, I began my experience in League of Legends, the game I was talking about today. And I played in amateur and semi-professional tournaments for League of Legends, starting in 2010. And during that time, there were price pools between $250 to $50,000. But nowadays, there's price pools between $5 million a season to even in esports have a grand total of $2 million per season. And afterwards, I became a coach and analyst position for a team attempting to join the Coach Zero's Challenger Series. This is sort of like the minors for baseball, but for League of Legends, because the professional team is only the top 8 currently at that time. Now it is the top 10. Afterwards, I began writing articles for different types of websites, communities, and etc. over different aspects of my own point of view of the game. And the purpose of this speech is to show you what esports is today and what League of Legends exactly is, and the official formats of League of Legends, along with the rules and relegations to esports, and how esports continues to flourish, and how it continues to legitimize itself as a true sports game. Now, what is League of Legends? If you were to take traditional sports and League of Legends, they each have positions and a team. And these team positions involve, in basketball, a small forward, a point guard, a shooting guard, center, and a center forward. A power forward. But in League of Legends, we have a And to expand on that further, we have this map of the game, and it's sort of divided in half along this blue strip, which is known as the river. And at the bottom left corner is one team's base, and at the top right is the other team's base. And the base at the very end is these structures called the nexus for each of those. In order to win the game, you have to destroy the nexus. It's sort of like touching a football touchdown or hitting a goal or something. And the top lane is dedicated to this top lane up here, along with the mid lane dedicated to the mid lane. This is their job, and they are to control that lane against the losing team member or opposing team. And this is the bottom lane, which consists of two people, unlike the other ones which are solo, consisting of the ADC or marksman and the support that sort of protects them and makes sure that they have some type of guard there, because they're squishier or more fragile than the other team members. They go for the whole entire game. Their job is to sort of play defense for that one person. Along with the jungler being in these spots that they don't have their own dedicated lane, so they stay in this type of forest known as the jungle and kill neutral monsters. The neutral monsters also have one thing in the river, which is where the bear nature is, and one in the bottom side river, which is where the dragon is. These are called contested objectives. They give huge benefits to each team that's able to take one out, but they're also very risky in the sense that if you get caught by the opposing team whenever you're trying to take down these objectives, you can be wiped out and you can lose the game over one mistake. So securing them is a risk, but a high reward in value. And as the game progresses, the longer your downtime is, and the longer you stay down and you die. So with this one at the top, it only spawns later into the game. It's more risk than reward. Now you have the skill versus knowledge, and esports is starting to pick up on it as traditional sports already have in the past, with the use of coaches and analysts, because we've had players that are super talented but unable to take advantage of their talents, and thus don't live up to their full potential, and that's where coaches get involved. Why can't you have both? And plus having both, you have coaches that have years of experience and are able to pass it down. And this is where they can. Now, with League of Legends, you have other aspects other than technique that are outside the game before the game begins. And with that, we have runes. In runes, there's a variety of choices, but in total, there's 29 runes that you have to pick. And each one has their own purpose, and they give you such things like presets to make your character stronger in whatever you're trying to do. And what runes you should pick, that's really up to a matter of opinion of what you think is best. There's math behind it also, and that's where analysts come in. And that is the type of knowledge that helps you in the game that you can't really do without actual functional numbers. Same with masters. In order to go down in these, it's called like a talent tree, because each row requires a certain amount in their respective category. There's 3 categories that are represented by colors: red, blue, and green. And the best one is usually represented at the bottom, and they're the hardest to get to because you have to dump the most amount of points into to get. In this case, it takes 21 to get to mix match it and do half and half, but you will not get to be considered best of your certain aspect of whatever color you're going for. Now the format of League of Legends esports, it varies from region, but in North America and Europe, they share the same rules and regulations, and that's such that 10 teams play in these tournaments, and a total of 10 games per week, and they're a 9-week first split. There's a summer and the spring split, and they also play in promotion and relegation tournaments. These promotion and relegation tournaments happen before the split, and they're how up and coming teams from the challenger and minor scene tend to join into the professional scene. By being the last 3 in your respective region, you're automatically sent down to the relegations. The 10th place team automatically gets no choice in the matter and is auto-relegated and sent down to the bottom, while being replaced by the number 1 minor league team as a challenger team that gets first place at their respective split. So they're instantly replaced and they're instantly auto-relegated. While the other 2, the 9th and the 8th place team, have a chance to fight for their spot against the other top 2 teams of the 2nd and 3rd place of the challenger team or minor series. If they win, they get to continue in their spot. If they lose, they're sent down to relegations and sent down to the challenger scene. And some of the differences as displayed are that other regions like Korea tend to play best of 2s rather than best of 1s. They play, instead of playing 1 game and being done for the week against that team, they play 2 games, 1 back-to-back, regardless of win or lose. While other countries or regions that are smaller have to play in what is called a wild card tournament, such as Turkey, Greece, Oceanic like Australia. They have to play against each other, and whichever team wins that is allowed to represent their country at the World Finals Championship. While bigger countries like North America, Europe, all automatically get 3 teams for their country representing the World Finals. And then the rules of esports for League of Legends. These also vary by region, but they're influenced by traditional sports in the sense that you can't coach a player from another team that's under the professional scene. You have to go through the organization and have to have the league or the esports involved in the transition to make sure things go properly and smoothly, so that way you can't try to convince another player from an opposing team to break their contract and game. Some teams have been fined for this, such as CLG or Counter Logic Gaming, with coaching players, X-Star, William, and they've been fined $10,000, $2,500 in various instances, while even being big cases of LA Renegades owner Chris Baldwin has been banned for 2 years in professional League of Legends. He can't own a team no matter what in professional League of Legends. If a team is owned by him, they have to drop him as an owner in order to proceed in the professional series. And the growth of League of Legends is mostly dedicated to the fact that you can spend time with your friends and families over any amount of obstacles that might be there, such as long distance, family member or friend that might have an injury. Just hop on the computer, connect to the internet, and hang out with each other, talking via some voice IP like Skype or etc. And there's an example of this posted by Riot, which is the developers of League of Legends called Tim's Team. have an attachment for that video of YouTube Tim's team, and also the massive amount of champions that they allows a variety of aspects in the game. You change it up, you choose different things. Most likely, you'll almost never play every single champion unless you dedicate a multitude of hours. Because in total, there's 126 champions, and 4 champions tend to come out annually. And it's expanding across the globe. As mentioned before, it's already hit Turkey, Korea, Japan, etc. It just opened up in Japan last year. And it continues to expand and grow constantly. And this is a chart of the current champion icons, the 126 that you can choose from. Esports continues to legitimize itself in multiple aspects, such as the U.S. government finally recognizing esports as a real sport by esports players being considered professional athletes in 2013. This allowed players to get athletic visas for being an athlete and allowed them to come from foreign countries, streamlining exports and imports from Korea, China, Venezuela, etc. into U.S. ground soil for our teams to be purchased and bought, allowed huge expansions into the professional scene, along with media coverage and dedicated teams to esports such as OGN on the Game Network and GameSpot's interviews and articles that cover venues and etc., such as the Staples Center I mentioned before, and adopting segments for teams such as the LA Renegades, the Copenhagen Wolves, similar to that of like the Dallas Cowboys. And this is a picture of the Staples Center for season 3, and as you can see, it's sold out. And here's a picture of the same name stadium in San Antonio, where it was held for season 4. And it's the same stadium that was used for the 2002 FIFA World Cup. And this year, the North American regional playoffs will be held at the Madison Square Garden. And now you should know what League of Legends is, and some of the formats and rules used in League of Legends esports, along with how esports continues to grow and legitimize itself as today's real sport. And this is my works cited, and that's it for my speech.